We have a good friend, everybody's favourite person in the world, Norma Foley, the Minister for Education, talking shit as she usually does. She doesn't answer any questions here. You'd think she'd do a live Q&A or something where I could ask her a few questions. We don't want that. Jesus, she wouldn't want that. Having to be asked questions. No, God, no, we wouldn't want that. But yeah, she's talking shit, in other words. But what's new? What's new with that? But here's the thing. She's in it to leaving some students in 2021. Wishing them the best of luck in their exams and everything like that. And I wonder, I haven't seen this, but I wonder does she apologise for how much of a biggest bitch, and that's the word of this guy, the biggest cut going, literally treating leaving those students and, damaging them mental health beyond recognition, and causing so much harm to them. I wonder would she apologise for that, because it was her fault. And anyway, it was a stupid idea when she was started off. Like, it took her so long to make up her mind. But she put them through hell, and, again, that's just putting it straight, so I will stop every once in a while to rant. Because, she's the biggest, and again, there's many other TDs in Dowdow and there's many other senators and that. But at least they show a bit of empathy. Again, they try and make on that they care a bit. Like, she literally couldn't give a fuck. And again, this one was a teacher. She used to be a teacher, Norma Foley. And the lack of empathy and the lack of sympathy she has for anybody. She just doesn't give a fuck about anybody. And that's totally be honest with you. Anyway, this isn't that. Now my wife's going to... Oh, look at this. 666 views at the time watching this.
21, all the very, very best.
Talk me shit.
I do know what a difficult time you have had in your last year in school.
It's not that we had a difficult time with school. It's because this one is Minister for Education. That's where the difficulty was. It wasn't that we couldn't do the things in school. We could do it. We're Irish citizens. We could do whatever we want. What a statement, but... No, but we could do it. We could do our projects and things. In fairness, some of the things might have been difficult to do. But it was her. It was literally this cunt. Not knowing what was going to happen. And what we needed to do. And things like that. Like, take for example metalwork and woodwork. My metalwork and woodwork. We started the woodwork and metalwork very late. Because the teachers didn't know. The teachers didn't even know that we had to do a project. They wouldn't inform the Department of Education about that. And it wasn't their fault. They weren't informed by the higher ups. And half the teachers didn't even know we needed to do half the things. Because Norma Foley didn't bother to tell them, and that's Norma Foley for you. But yeah, the difficulty is this one is Minister for Education. It's not that everything was hard, because we could do it. A bit of hard work and a bit of back into it. That wasn't the difficulty. It was her. The difficulty was her in pleasing this one, because this one is just a selfish, like words can't describe it.
In particular. And I do know also that you have worked extremely hard for this moment.
We worked extremely hard, of course we did. We had to fucking nearly go through every window in the country to make sure that we could get predicted grades. Because it was up to the students, and then the students were doing the exam. And it's not a big thing to ask them, for predicted grades and things like that. But it was to her, you think we were asking her to give away half of the country to China or something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised she has Chinese government friends in the Chinese government, because she probably is a Chinese spy. She's here to destroy our young people. And that's what she did. She destroyed every young person's mental health in this country. Particularly leaving sorts. She destroyed their mental health to hell and to back.
Congratulations to each one of you. To those of you beginning exams tomorrow,
remember, I don't care. And that's more or less what she's trying to say. I don't care. I hope you all die. And that's more or less what Norma Foley's trying to say here. I can read her mind. But look at her here. She just literally couldn't give a damn and hold with a pearl necklace. I just noticed that.
do get a good night's sleep. Keep calm and above.
Look at who does she think she is? Get a good night's sleep. Is she every Leaving Cerd's mother? Is that what she's trying to be here? She's trying to take over Leaving Cerd's life and say, get a good night's sleep. Do this, do that. I'm your master now. You must listen to me. You must obey. Again, this is the government ministers for you. They think they own the country. They think they can tell people what they can and can't do. Now, I know some Leaving Certs, again, it's okay to give advice. But this one, no Leaving Cert. I bet you not even one Leaving Cert in the country will listen to this one. Because this one has caused so much disruption to Leaving Cert's life. Including me, I'm a Leaving Cert. And I know myself, this one was a bollocks. And I tell you straight, she's a bollocks compared to the last Minister of Education. At least he had a bit of decency and a bit of sympathy for the Leaving Certs. for things like that. Because it's not an easy thing. Sitting an exam finding thing's not easy. Especially when you're dyslexic, you have your special needs. It's not easy. And again, doing work from home, it wasn't easy. And I tell you straight, and I tell Norma Foley that straight. And don't get me started with the bus tickets and all that. Like, they should wait with that. And there's still children that haven't got a bus ticket and have to pay for taxis and things like that. And she was in charge of this. She fucked them all over. And that's just putting it straight. And again, she's literally the worst. You couldn't get a worse Minister of Education. And now we're gone. Where are we gone? Even my phone's getting fed of me. We're only fucking 28 seconds in. And I still haven't finished. And it's 5 minutes into the video. Like, it's going to be long. It's only a minute long. Thanks be to God it's only a minute long. Because I get the phone is even getting sick of showing up.
Above everything, be proud of all that you have accomplished in getting to this point.
Yes, but we the one thing that we need to accomplish and we need to do is get rid of this one. We need to get it off our Minister of Education, put it in somebody that cares. We're not proud. We're proud of ourselves. We're not proud of the state. The state, and the Department of Education, along with the unions, the teachers' unions, let down the students. They let them down. The teachers have done amazing. The only teachers that I know, many teachers who are my teachers, they've done amazing. They did their best. They did their best with what they had. It was the unions, the teachers' unions, and and the department and the local ETBs that let the students down. And that's simple as that. They let them down. Again, it should have been said from the start instead of letting them worry. I know so many Leaving Cert students and they got in touch with me. They were worrying. They were sick. They didn't know. Uncertainty is something that causes so much fear and causes so much anxiety. And this one, and the whole the ETB and the whole Western Department of Education didn't give a fuck. And I might be totally honest. Forgive my language, but that's just putting it straight. That's how I feel. And to this would have come out and say you should be proud. Again, you should be proud of yourself. Not more or less saying give me a high praise too when you're at it. That's more or less what Norma Foley's at here.
It is really important that anyone sitting the examinations continues to follow all the public health guidance, and that you keep your
But one thing about that, I keep asking this, and I even asked it to the Department of Education, if schools are safe, and again, this is a reasonable question, if schools are safe, what's the need for mass social distancing? As Norma Foley keeps preaching, and I mean preaching, schools are safe. She keeps saying, every question you ask her, it's either schools are safe or schools are safe environments, and she doesn't answer anything else. So please explain, if it's supposed to be in a safe environment, why can they not just run the streets for the next 5 hours? Every Leaving Cert in the country. When going to because apparently COVID-19, as soon as you get into the schools, COVID-19 just evaporates into nothing because schools are safe places compared to what Norma Foley is saying. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Then how come we should all go and live in the schools and then we won't have to obey social distance and things like that if that's the case? And it's still no logic. Where's the logic?
Contacts to a minimum to keep yourself and to keep your friends safe. You, the class of 2021, have been truly remarkable.
Well, the one thing we will remember, and the one thing every Leaving Cert student in 2021 will say, that we did our best, and the state and Norma Foley were out to get us, and out to destroy young people's mental health. And that's what we will remember. We won't remember anything else. And we are remarkable students. We are. And I'd say this to every 6th year when we listen to this across the country. And again, Norma Foley can't bear to say it. But we are remarkable. 6 years, you have to take a bow and stand up and take a bow because you went through hell. You went through hell. This one put you through hell along with the state. Fair play to you all. You've done amazing. And again, that's coming from a 6th year. We done our best. We did our best with what we had. And that's all we can do. These people let us down. It wasn't, again, we were truly remarkable. Everything we done, we did amazing. We did amazing everything. Even on the online loan, we did amazing. This is people like her, the old fashioned, like look at her with a pearl necklace and bloody looks like somebody from the 1900s.
Meeting the challenges of the past 18 months.
But the biggest challenge was having to listen to her for 6 to 7 weeks, and I mean maybe even 9 or 10 weeks, dilly-dallying around saying, we think about the Leaving Cert. We're not, no, there's going to be a traditional Leaving Cert, and talking absolute fucking, don't ask me, it's the biggest charade I ever seen in my life. Couldn't make up their mind if they were going to make the exam go ahead, and she was determined to come hell through fucking backsides. She was going to have to leave traditional Leaving Cert. Even though the country would fall apart, she was like, I'm going to have a traditional Leaving Cert. The whole place is on fire, we're going to have it. It's nonsensical. It's nonsensical. It really is nonsensical. It's I was barely even a minute in, and I'm fucking nitpicking.
Thank you for your resilience, your courage, and your determination.
Well, we needed to have courage. And listen, every time I seen her, I needed to get more courage in me. Because, my Christ, because every time you see her, you just think yourself, you're going to die when you see her. Because she's like the Green Goblin. She's like the bloody devil. Every time you see her, you're just thinking, oh God, my end's near. It's like a banshee. It's like a banshee because you know you're going to die. And this one's, Wesleyians, listen to the Wesleyians having to listen to her and her keep talking to us and saying, we're going to the side, we're going to talk to the teachers' unions, the partners in education, we're talking to students. Like, fuck to talk to students. This is, it's nonsensical what she's talking about.
Determination. I wish you well. Gach deag go Eorp go léir. Cuinnigh í slán agus cuinnigh í a chéile slán. Gur an machmhaibh go léir.
Kill me. I actually have a sore head listening to her. I actually have a sore head. Oh, but just in fairness to Norma Foley, you talk a lot of bollocks, and that's one thing we can say. You just talk the utter bullshit ever. Not even what, like, again, I didn't even watch beforehand. But the one thing she should have said, it's my fault for putting you through so much stress and things like that. And she didn't. She won't apologise. She simply won't apologise because she's that ignorant and that just doesn't care about people. In her being minister and former teacher, you think she'd have a bit of decency, a bit of common sense. But no, it's apparently got like fucking just my brain's sizzling. My brain is sizzling. Like this, like to talk about her going to be for her new the next T-shirt. I'm actually starting to stutter because that's how my brain is starting to literally fly. I'm getting worse than King George V. In stuttering. I give up.